Hey friends, we have another day at the Paralympics. This time we have day 9 of the Paralympic Games. Day 9 total, and not including including the first 2 days, because there's competition. When they say day minus 2, it's not the first full day of competition. It still counts. So we had the women's giant slalom, vision impaired singing and sitting. And in vision impaired, it was Veronica Agner, AS3 from Austrian first, with a 2:18.63, and her guide was Eric DeRubber. Sorry, I'm probably pronouncing these names wrong. Sorry about that. We had Chara Mazel, an AS2 from Italy, finished second with a 2:21.19. Her guide was Fabrice Kessel. Alina Story, an AS2 from Austria, a 2:25.30, with her guide is Stefan Ware. And the fourth is Alexandra Rixova in AS2. Her guide is Mattis Duras with 2:30.47. And May Gustafson, AS4, 2:32.89 from USA. And her guide is Spencer Gustafson. Then we had the giant slalom run 2 for the standing. It was Ebed Arshjo from Sweden with a 2:22.42. She's an LW4. And then LW6 8/2 from Varana Chikina with a 2:25.26 from Russia. Third from France is Aurélie Richard with LW6/82 with 2:27.04. Fourth is Andrea Rathas at LW6/82 with 2:27.73. And fourth from Germany. And Zhang Mingqiu from China, 2:31.70 fifth. And the giant slalom sitting, we had Anna Forster from Germany with a 2:30.64 in first. Second is Japan, and then she's an LW12.1. Amoka, and LW10.2 from Japan in silver medal, 2:31.92. And then in third, Liu Sitong from China with a 2:34.79. And then Ranta, W11 from Finland, a 2:36 and a 2:44.12 for Barbara Van Bergen from Netherlands. And then we had the mixed team with jerk curling. Canada versus Republic of Korea in session 11. The second to last session. You get 3 byes. You're playing 9 teams. You get 3 days, 3 sessions where you don't play, where there's less than 4 sheets. And then there's also some sessions where there's less than 4 sheets. And there's sessions where, you don't, even if there's 4 sheets, you don't play all 4 sheets. You don't play. We had Canada defeat the Republic of Korea 6-3. Canada did not last one draw to start the game. Canada stole one in the first and second, and Korea got one in the third. They stole one Canada got 2 in the fourth. Korea got 1 in the fifth. And they stole one from Canada in the sixth, and Canada got 1 in the seventh. And they stole one 8th from Republic of Korea to win 5-6-3. And then it was very 6, so they had 31 draws, 81%, 33 takeouts, 67%. They're really efficient total. 64 for 73% for the game. For the tournament, they were 60% as a team. And Republic of Korea, Yang Utai, he had 2 draws, 25% as an alternate run, 6 for 33, 8 for 31. So it's really inefficient. But then the vice, Niambong Kwan, had 9 draws, 56%, 7 for 50%, 16 for 53% also. So that was the least efficient for the whole game. We had team 2. We had 38 draws, 65%, 28 takeouts for 63%, 64 total for the game, 64%, 66% for tournament. I would not even watch that on Peacock, unfortunately. There was 2 matches on the session, I was able to see, and it was People's Republic of China and Sweden and United Norway versus United States of America. And this was a good one for People's Republic of China. They dominated Sweden 12-3. People's Republic of China. That last one draw Sweden did. Sweden got 1 in the first. Then China got 4 in the second with hammer. Sweden got 1 in the third. Then 6 in the fourth. They stole 1 in the fifth from Sweden. Then Sweden got 1 in the sixth. They got 1 in the seventh. China did. And the People's Republic of China could not, with the 1 in the seventh, they could not. China could win. China stole in the fifth. And they seventh. Sweden. China got. And this China. There's no way they could lose even if they lost 12-11. There's only 8 stones. So 12-11. And they were very efficient. 74% 30 draws. 26 takeouts for 87%. 56 shots for the game. 80% total. And then for you had Ronnie Peterson. 3 draws, 17%. 5 takeouts, 50%. So 8 shots, 38%. That's really what hurt them. They also had one that did 50% total. Marcus Holm. And then 40 draws, 59%, 16 takeouts, 53%, 56 shots, 57%, 63% they were for a tournament. And then that was just a dominant win for People's Republic of China. People's Republic of China just did some big ends, and they did some steals and just really limited. Really had some good shots, really unlimited Sweden to hey, if you're gonna take one. We'll make it so your second have to get a really tough first shot, and they did. Then we had force them to only have to taking again a point. Only force them to make them draw from 1 only at best. And we had Norway, and we had Syverson. He had 31 31% draws, 4 of them. He used 12 for 71% takeouts. So. And then we had, that's the one to take out. They must be a takeout specialist, and they kept them in because of that. But United States, the last shot, a stone draw. And they had 1, Norway stole 1 in the first, stole 2 in the second, then United States got 1 in the third. Norway got 1 in the fourth, then United States got 1 in the fifth. They stole 1 in the sixth and seventh, and tied up at 4. And then Norway got 3 in the 8th. They were just so sloppy in the 8th then. And you could see right there. And the shot percent for Sean O'Neill and take out 6 for 33%. And then Dan Rose had 13 draws for 44%. Well, inefficient, but and then we had 44 for 59% for draws, 20 takeouts for 59%, and 64 shots for the game. It's 59%. So the United States played well to get some steals. United States had some misses as well, but they had some good shots. United States need to win this to stay in the tournament, and just United States could not do it. United States could not do it, and they lost. Norway ends up advancing in the tournament. Norway still has a little tiny sliver of hope going to that game against Great Britain. They did later, but not much. So, yeah. So, it is what it is, but Norway. No. You gotta give it to him in the last, I don't know. It's kind of tough, though. You have, 5-3 with last shot stolen. Or you have, you do 4-4 with Norway having hammer. It didn't matter, I guess, but. And then we had Italy played Latvia. Italy had last one around the first, 2. Latvia got 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and then 2 in the fourth for Latvia, 2 in the fifth for Italy. And then Italy stole 3 in the sixth and 2 in the seventh to win 10-5. And shot. In 8th, then they played 8th, then, but Latvia did not win, as they did not have enough stones in play to do score 5. And Italy wins 10-5. So 35 draws, 71% for Italy. It's 22 takeouts, 60%. And then 57 for 67%, 61% for the tournament. Combined as a whole, team whole. And then Latvia really did poorly, and they had Sergis and Nick the Vice. He had 5 draws, 20%. And then you had player Orders Breedis, the skip, who did not do terrible, but was not the best effort.
8 for 44%. 8 draws, 44%. 6 takeouts, 42%. 43% of the game. So they had 39 for 51% draws. 21 takeouts, 54%. 60 shots range, 52%. Then we had the open team tournament. A mixed team tournament. It's usually men only, but if you can have 18 players in roster, if one of them is a female player, and they don't really have female, because part of ice hockey for the women, in 2030, it's probably going to be like a men's and women's thing, which it should be because the open team tournament, it's a men's only tournament, you know that. And then Germany ends up winning 4-3. And Schrader. Felix Schrader. He scored every goal for the Germans in this game. 4 goals, 2 in the first period, 1 in the third period, and then 1 in overtime. And we win 4-3. Just wow. What a game. What a win, though, for Schrader to win. But what it cost them, I thought, was the 10-minute major. You had a 10-minute major penalty on sportsmanlike conduct. You had 2-minute elbowing and a 10-minute major. It was 4 and 3 for 2 minutes, and there was 10 minutes sportsmanlike conduct related, and he was ejected from the game. But they still overcame that, and they won the game 4-3. And People's Republic of China then took on Slovakia, and that was for 5th through 8th place in the group stage. It was 5th through 8th place. There was, and then they have all teams, and they have like an A tournament pool with top 4 teams in the tournament. And they have the A pool, and they have a B pool at the World Championships, the Para Ice Hockey World Championships. Like determine like which pool you're gonna be in. And if you're in like the top, so it definitely would look better, Maybe your chances if you have like so many teams moving up in the pools, moving down in the pools, Or is he playing for pride? If you're not gonna win, you're not gonna win the tournament. You don't want to play for pride and win the consolation thing, which is 5th place. And then you had People's Republic in the wheelchair current mixed team. 3 of the 4 were shown on Peacock. This one, People's Republic Chan, Slovakia was not. Because Slovakia was the main People's Republic Chan. Clinched the 2 seed went into the second session. Went in the session 12, the final session. In the final session of mixed team. And the second session of the day. We had People's Republic of China. We got 1 still 1 in the first. Slovakia got 1 in the second. People's Republic of China 2 in the third. Slovakia 2 in the fourth. And they still won from China in the 5th. Got 3 in the 6th. China still won the 7th. And then People's Republic. And then they did 8th then. But China won, not having for all this still. And we had 30 shot draws for 60%. 31 takeouts, 72% for China. And 61 shots for the game, 67%. And then Slovakia had 46 draws, 56%. And you have one person doing 33%. And one person doing 48%. And pretty much all of China's are doing 60s, except for one, Zhang. He had 60% draws on takeouts, so. And they had 1 doing 33, Duris. Radoslav, the skip. Radoslav Duris. And he had 46% takeouts. 6 of them, 38 for the game. So, yeah. And then they had 46 for 56%. For draws, 16 takeouts, 53%. 60 shots, 55%. And this was one I got to see. Norway and Great Britain. Mixed team. And Norway ended up winning 9-2. Great Britain got 2 in the first. Then Norway got 1 in the second. They stole one in the third, stole one in the fourth, stole 3 in the fifth, stole 3 in the sixth. And just Norway was on fire in that game. After, getting 1 in their hammer-in. Their only hammer-in, then they stole one in the third, fourth, game one. And then 3, they stole 3 in the fifth and the sixth one. Norway was just on fire. But they had Gier and Sogastien. The Vice, he had 38% draws, but he had 6 tails, 92%. So, in this game, his success was doing the draws, and boy did he. And you had a bunch of players like Stuart. And you had Stuart Plumlet, the Vice. He got replaced, actually. Or no, he didn't actually get replaced. It was Remy Stewart. Replaced by Austin McKenzie. Which I'm kind of surprised by they drew Stewart, but here's what it is. I mean, then Norway got 33 draws, 60%, 15 takeouts, 72%, and 48 shots, 66%. Great Britain got 25 draws, 59%, 23 takeouts, 48%, and 48 shots, 54%. They conceded the 7th and 8th ends. Right before the 7th and 8th ends, they conceded. Great Britain conceded, and you could see why. I mean. Just out shooting them. They just had a poor shooting day. I mean, they were getting 7 points. So, I mean, it's going to get hard. You'd have to get like 4 points in 3 in one, 4 in the other. And you have to have a steal. You'd have to have a steal of like 4, at least like 3 or 4. That's hard, Especially when Norway's stealing in than you. It's hard. This was one I gotta see too. The winner of this went to the semifinals. Republic of Italy. Italy had last one draw. They got 2 in the first, 3 in the second. Italy 2 in the third, and no one got scored in the fourth. Korea got 1 in the fifth. They stole in the sixth. Italy got 1 in the seventh, and Korea got 1 in the eighth. Went 6-5. So Republic of Korea moves on to the tournament. Moves on to the bracket. For the semifinals, determine if they're playing for gold or silver with them. Playing for the gold medal match with the win. And the bronze medal match would be with the loss. That's tomorrow. For the semifinals. And then you have the bronze medal match in the afternoon. The semifinals in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. And then you have the bronze medal match in the evening. And then you have the gold medal match Saturday, the last events of Saturday. You have it actually in Saturday afternoon. But the Republic of Korea just won. It was not by much. It was just a miss hit on the last stone. Just left it just a little short. And the last shot. And Korea ended up pulling out 6-5. We had 2 players did a little poorly on their draws. Jinho did only 13% 6 of them. Liam Bong Kwang Vice did only 30% draws, but had 85 takeouts for Nam and shot with 80%. We had 42 draws, 49%. 21 takeouts, 70%. 63 shots, 56%. So 65%. So the lowest scoring game. And then actually, in all that, in the draws, they did all, they pretty much did better. We did better overall, but kickouts, they were whacking them. 9 for 39, 10 for 53, 7 for 43. And you had team totals, so we had 36 draws, 67%. We takeouts, 42%, so 64 shots, 56%, so 61 for the turn. So lower, both teams were 56%, but the takeout game was really what kept Korean. The big, huge. He needed some big, huge takeouts, and they got them. And then we had the Canadians defeat the United States of America 7-3. The United States concede after 7, and the United States got 2 in the first. Then Canada got 2 in the second. They stole in the third. It's got 1 in the fourth. Canada got 1 in the fifth. Then they stole 2 in the sixth. Was stolen in the seventh. And the United States did concede They play the 8th end, but they conceded in the 8th end because the 8th seeds didn't have enough shots to win with. Have someone to win with. No chances to actually win the game, no matter what, So, then United States. This was Mark Edison, 9 draws, 70%. And so obviously he was pretty efficient then. And then you had like John Thurston, the vice. He's a skip Mark Edison. And John Thurston, the skip vice. He had 7 draws, 86%. 9 takeouts, 81%. And 16 shots for the game. Just 83%. Just very efficient. And they had 69% draws, 36%. And he 7 takeouts, 71%. 63 shots for the game, 70%. So 68 for the game. And then when you had all the players in the United States did 50 or lower on draws. Dan Rose did not have any draws. So he had 8 takeouts, 56%. Katie Verber, she had 7 for 36% takeouts. So very inefficient. So very not terrible, but when you have someone good one like 70, that 50% is not great. So it's 30. That's not great either. But we had 33 draws, 51%. We had takeouts, 47%, and 60 shots for the game, 49%. 58 as a tournament, but it's not the highest. But they didn't play terrible. They didn't play bad though. They just didn't play like amazing though, as what I was kind of expecting from them. But and then we had Italy defeated Japan 5-0. So Italy is moving up. So Italy is moving on to fifth place final with a 5-0 win over Japan. They'll play Germany, and Slovakia is going to end up playing Japan for a 7th place game. And I can't really say much. Just Italy was just ultra dominant, especially in front, and playing at home in front of those home fans. Really trying to win 5th. Now, that's a pride thing. I don't blame them. All these players want to play for 5th. Want a chance, especially for the. They might not want to have to qualify if they're. And there's also like qualifying, probably for Para Ice Hockey World Championships. They can stand to be. Not be 7th to 8th, or be in that position where they don't have to qualify for the Para Ice Hockey World Championships. They have to qualify for them. They can stay of the qualification. That'd be nice, and just some pride, knowing that hey, we didn't get our desired result, but at least we won our final couple games and got 5th. And then tomorrow we have some events. We have at 9 a.m. Italy time, 4 a.m. Eastern. There's the men's giant slalom vision impaired, giant slalom standing, and the giant slalom sitting for the men, just like it was for the women. We had 2 runs. That's run 1. And the para snowboarding. That was supposed to be on Saturday. That was supposed to be on day 11. And it's moved to day 10, which I call day 10. Friday. But it's really day 7. Some full day competition. That's day 10 for me. But, para somewhere it's a women's bank song, SBL2. Men's bank song, SBUL. Burnham. And the men's bank song, SB Lauren 1. And men's bank song, SB Lauren 2. And then the women's is first, and that's the men's SBUL, SBL1, SBL2. And then that's at 4 Eastern, 9 in Italy. That's 6 Eastern. And that's 11 a.m. in Italy, the second run. It's 7 hours, but they don't do date things, so it's 6 hours. Difference. And that's for the men. It's for the bank songs. And then at 4:45 Eastern, 9:45 in Italy. It is the par biathlon sprint pursuit sitting, and then the sprint pursuit sing qualifying for the women. The men will start at 5 Eastern, and then we have the 5, and then that's at 10 Eastern, or 10 in Italy, and then 10:05 Italy time, 5:05 Eastern. We have 2 mixed team semifinals. It is Korea taking on Canada, and China taking on Sweden. And then we go on the standing VI, and then finally there's the sitting final, which is 7:30 Eastern, 12:30 p.m. in Italy, and that's the women's sprint pursuit sitting final. It goes on the sprint pursuit sitting men's. Then it's the women's standing, the men's sprint standing, and then the men's sprint vision impaired, and the women's sprint vision impaired. And then at 8 Eastern, that is 8 Eastern, 1 p.m. in Italy, it is the men's giant swim, vision impaired sing and sing, second runs, and then the para ice hockey championships are at 2:35 p.m. over in Italy, and that's 9:35 a.m. Eastern time, with the semifinals between the United States and Czechia. Then we have the mixed team bronze medal game in wheelchair curling at 6:35 in Italy, 1:35 Eastern on sheet C. And then the para ice hockey semifinals, Canada and China, that is at 7:05 Eastern, 7:05 and 2:05 Eastern. Now we turn who plays United States and Czechia. Winner of United States Czechia play the winner of Canada China. And those will be on Sunday. And while the 7th, 8th place and the 5th, 6th place games will be on the 5th place, and 7th place games will be on Saturday. And Saturday, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on Saturday, guys, because the sprint pursuit qualifying had their times rescheduled. And then due to the weather on Saturday, they moved up the bank swim by a day, and they could have done it on Sunday, but they probably didn't want to be like the Olympics, where they had to squeeze in like some snowboard. Was it snowboard event? I believe it was, or on the last day of competition. Yeah, sneak in like that event. They did reschedule, and so they didn't want to have to do it with the Paralympics. You don't want to have to risk it, which I don't blame them. So, but then it does leave Saturday. Not a lot of things. It's just vision. It's just alpine skiing for with Psalm, 2 into Psalm, and then you have the mixed relay and the open relay, and then you have the classification final, Slovakia, Japan, and then you have the gold, and then for facility in the 5th, 6th, Germany, you have the mixed team gold medal game. So it could have been like the last day of competition. They have a few things. Could have been like that, but maybe add a little more to it. But it was what it is, Or they, some of the cross country. Maybe they add a little bit of the cross country afterwards, But I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, you can't. With the Paralympics having less events in the Paralympics as a whole. I mean, you're gonna see those big, things, switches. So.